And here we are. Uh,
Hi.
Hi, Mary. Okay, so this is Jim Frasca here with Broadfield, not Jim Bask. I already hit record. Good, though. I am going to be subbing in for Jim. Jim is at CEDIA right now, so uh, I'm going to be hosting today's show, and I'm very excited to introduce Mary, and she's going to be talking about desktop storage solutions. So, Mary, why don't you say hello and introduce yourself real quick?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Mary Jeffers. I'm a product marketing manager for SanDisk Professional. Jim, thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here and talk to you about a few of our desktop products from SanDisk Professional.
Yeah, of course. We're glad to have you. Jim traditionally does a liquid lunch, and he normally has some kind of IPA or something like that. And I'm a little bit more basic. I actually just have a twisted tea, but I did spruce it up by getting the peach flavor. If that makes any difference, I don't know. So, did you bring anything for your liquid lunch?
Yes, I have something delicious. It's just water, but it is in
Oh,
a SanDisk Professional mug, so that's good.
don't worry, I have water too.
Oh, nice. Cheers.
Virtual cheers. All right, so in just about another minute here, we'll start the show. So, yes, if just a recap, I'm not Jim Bask, I'm Jim F. And usually I'm the person behind the screen operating our TriCaster, but today Adam is going to be operating our TriCaster, and I have full confidence in him. So, without further ado, oh no, we have 30-ish more seconds left on our countdown timer. We're great at this. It's okay.
I do love the bar setup. I think it's very
Yeah,
cool. Yeah.
yeah.
And does it change every time you guys do this?
Pretty much every time we do a new show, we have, I don't know, maybe like 10 or 12 of these backgrounds, and then every couple
Oh.
months we even try to find more. During the summer, we actually had a tiki bar in the background. I
Oh
really
no
like that.
way.
Yeah, that was fun. Anyway,
Bring back the tiki bar in the middle of December.
oh yeah, why not?
Yeah.
So, without further ado, again, I'm Jim Frasca, not Jim Bask, and I'm being joined by Mary here from SanDisk Professional, and we're going to be talking about some desktop storage solutions. So, again, before we really get into the show, Mary, why don't you give us a background on your position at SanDisk, and then we'll start talking about these awesome drives.
Great. So yeah, I've been with SanDisk Professional for about a year. I came in right after the brand launched, about 6 months after, and I am managing all of the desktop product line. So anything that sits on the desk, I'm the product marketing manager for those under SanDisk Professional.
Okay, great. And so, since we're talking about the desktop storage, let's tell everybody about the units that we're going to be talking about today.
Yeah, I'm so excited. So the first product we're going to talk about is G Drive, the one that just launched about a month ago. And then we're going to move into G Drive Pro Studio SSD. I'm super pumped to tell you all about that. It is a solid state drive that is a desktop drive. And then we're going to round it out with G-RAID 2. I just want to give you a good solid product overview on what these products are and then how they are used in the marketplace and kind of who our target audience is for each of these drives.
All right, so then let's get right into it, starting off with the new G Drive.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm so over the moon about this. This is pretty iconic drive. If you remember G Technology, you may recognize this drive. It's been around for a long time. A lot of great content has been stored on this. A lot of amazing artists have used this, as well as industry professionals. So when SanDisk Professional took it over, we took a lot of heart and really worked with some key ID people to make sure that whatever we produced was going to be just as amazing as this drive is. So without further ado, here's what we came up with. This is the new ID. The integrity of this drive is the same as the old drive. However, as you can see, the enclosure is brand new, and we took a lot of time and effort to really establish what that would be. So first you can see we put 4 anchor points on the drive itself. So those are good for attaching to something like a DIT cart or using a cheese plate to attach something else to it. You can also see there's a light on the front. That is one of the biggest improvements in my opinion. We had the large G before, and I think that a lot of people got creative in figuring out how to cover that up because it was very noisy. Whenever the drive was running or doing something, that light would like flicker. So people would cover it up with tape. And you can see on the new model, it has been transitioned to a new light. Another piece about that light is you can see on the back of the drive, there is an LED button. So you can actually turn the light off. You can set it to default, which is actually like 50% of how bright that light can go, or you can have it at a dim mode. The other cool thing about it is you can see it's like a bar on the front, and that light actually shines down. So it lights up on whatever surface it's on instead of shining outward like the G did.
Which is great. I'm totally guilty of having G drives in the past. I never thought to put gaff tape on it, but always put a sticker right on top of that G. I think this will be much more subtle, which is going to be great and a little bit less distracting, but still you know that it's working and it's functioning, which is great.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. The sleek design really got me. So I'm very proud of how it looks and how it feels. So you can see we came in with a standard set of capacities, and the most notable here is that it does come in a 22 terabyte capacity. This is our first time that we are offering a desktop hard drive that has 22 terabytes under the SanDisk Professional brand. And you can see we got some comparable speeds to the previous version. You will see that they are a little bit improved because the USB port on the back is USB-C 3.2 Gen 2, so it's actually super speed 10 gigabits per second. It does come in default format APFS, but it's easily reformatted for Windows. And if you have questions about how to reformat for Windows, we do have a KBA on our website that will walk you through step by step on how to do that.
And actually, Tom, that was a perfect question. Tom actually just asked if the G drive is pre-formatted for Mac or Windows. So yes, it comes pre-formatted to Mac, but there is a instruction video on how to, or not video, sorry, there are instructions on SanDisk Professional to format it for PC or Windows 10. So perfect timing.
Good. Thanks, Tom. Thanks for the question.
Okay, and so let's talk about some of the key differences from the old model to the new model. Take it away.
Yeah, so first notable thing is it's pretty similar in size, but the weight is increased by about half a pound. So, and I think that makes it just feel a little bit sturdier than the old drive. When you get your hands on this, you will feel that the metal we use, the aluminum that we used, it feels really good. Like I said, too, the interface has been upgraded to USB 3.2 Gen 2. The integrity is the same, so you're still going to get that enterprise class UltraStar 7200 RPM hard drive inside. And then, like I was mentioning in the very beginning, it's the enclosure that is where we made the most updates. So it's that Kensington security slot, it's the dimmable LED light. And then another point to note is we added a color-coded cable. So on the drive itself, there's a blue box around the USB-C port. And then on the cable that comes with it, there's a blue, it's like a blue paint. So that if you have like a bunch of cables in front of you, you can easily identify which cable you need to plug into the drive.
Which is great. I think you mentioned it when we were talking earlier that, just ease of being able to pull out that specific cable, knowing that that one will be fast enough, and then also the added benefit of this is going to be on your desktop and it looks cool too. So why not? It's an added benefit.
Thank you. I think it looks cool too.
Okay, so why don't we talk about the target audience a little bit?
Totally. So this is definitely for any tech and creative enthusiast. So it's really good for someone who is using this on a daily basis. If they're taking a lot of photos, a lot of videos, and they need a product that can handle heavy daily usage, this is a great product for them. So those independent creative pros and influencers, people who really value their content and their data, and they want to make sure that it is in a secure place that's well organized and reliable.
Perfect. And some use cases?
Yeah, and so I also just want to point out that this is great to use as a fast backup. If you have a lot of data on your desktop and you need to move it, you need somewhere else to put it besides your desktop, go ahead and get one of these and have it as a great second place to keep all of your valuable content and data.
I couldn't agree more. And so now we're going to move on to what I think is the coolest thing that we're talking about today, the G Drive Pro Studio SSD. And I know that there's kind of a little bit of a story behind this, so why don't you tell us the story?
Yeah, so this is really neat. So having, being under the SanDisk Professional brand, we're able to work with Western Digital, and we have all of our engineering counterparts. So you may recognize this enclosure. It is the G Drive Pro enclosure. And what our team did is they took this enclosure and they put a data center drive in it that is a solid state drive. So we have a limited run of these. I'm really proud of it, and I think that it is this kind of monster mash, if you will, of two cool products that came together. So it is 7.68 terabytes. You can see the MSRP is at $1,600, and the reads and write speeds are smoking fast. This thing flies. So it's 2,600 megabits a second and reads and 1,900 megabits writes. It does have the UltraStar DC SN640 NVMe SSD inside, so screaming fast. And then the other thing that's so cool about it is that since it's a data center drive, it has an endurance rating of 11,000 terabytes, which means that you can read and write up to 6 terabytes a day for over 5 years. I'm expecting that to last longer, but however, that's the calculation that we had to apply due to our 5-year warranty for this. So it's really meant for getting hammered like you would expect in a data center, like lots of reads and writes, lots of transactions, and not just small transactions, but large ones as well.
Yeah, and I think that we need to put the emphasis on that read and write speed just one more time.
Yeah.
2,600 megabytes per second is, you said it perfectly, is screaming fast. That's 2.5 terabytes a second. Gigabytes, excuse me.
Yeah.
2.5 gigabytes a second. That is extremely fast and very, very cool. So let's talk about some of the connections that are in the Pro Studio SSD.
Yeah, very important to point out. So this is Thunderbolt 3. We went with Thunderbolt 3 so that we could push those speeds and really make sure that we're getting our full throttle there. So it does have 2 of them, so you can daisy chain it. And then this also comes formatted for in APFS, and then again, easily reformatted for Windows.
Yes, so also very good to know that it comes with Mac OS, but can be reformatted. So very good to know.
Yeah.
And I think, I actually don't have it on the table here. I forgot to pull one. We're going to talk about the G-RAID 2 next. So let's get right into it.
Yeah, so rounding out our portfolio is the G-RAID 2. This has 2 UltraStar drives inside, and it is raidable. It comes in RAID 0. And so the speeds that you're going to get are similar to what you would get on G Drive. However, there are 2 of them. This also has a premium aluminum enclosure. It comes with a 5-year warranty. And then if you can see the ports on the back, it has 2 Thunderbolt ports, great for daisy chaining. And then an HDMI port if you want to connect to like a display. And then it's also USB-C there.
Which I think is very cool. I like the added benefit of having the HDMI to use it as a display too.
Yeah.
So let's get to its interfaces, capacities, and MSRPs.
Yeah, so this one, the biggest comes in 40 terabytes, and then you can see the reads and the writes are rounding out right at 500 megabits a second. And like I said, it is default formatted in RAID 0. However, you can change the RAID setting. It's a hardware RAID, and we have a configurator software that you can use to change that.
Which is very, very cool. I think at that price point too, for 40 terabytes, that's, you can't get much better than that. So yeah. I believe that is everything that we have to talk about on today's show. Cool. This has been very informative. Like I said, I'm most excited for the Pro Studio SSD with that 2,600 megabytes per second, which is just insane. I want to, of course, say thank you, Mary, for joining us and giving us a nice amount of information on all of these products. Is there any final words that you would like to say? Any upcoming events or et cetera?
So I did want to say thank you to Jim and Adam and the crew at Broadfield. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. And then I also just wanted to put a quick plug in for NAB East. Our team is planning to be there, so I'd love to meet all of you in person. Please stop by. And Jim, I hope to see you there too.
Yes, I'm 95% sure that we were going to be there as well. So we met earlier this week, but now we're actually going to hopefully be able to meet in person, and I look forward to it. Let's see. Hold on. I think one more question came in. Let me see. Are the Thunderbolt ports colored differently than the blue USB-C? I believe that is pertaining to the G drive.
So we're still working on it, but it's likely that there will be a color system that comes out. Yeah, good question.
Okay, great. So without further ado, I think that's going to be it for us. I want to thank everybody for joining us, and Jim will be back next Thursday, and we will be here again at about 1 o'clock Eastern. And so without further ado, thanks for joining us, and we'll talk to you next week.
Awesome.
Bye.
Bye.
Broadfield Distributing is a value-added distributor of live production, streaming, video editing, and storage products. We only sell to resellers. We are always looking for new dealers. So call us at 1-800-634-5178 or email sales@broadfield.com. You'll like doing business with Broadfield because we make it easy to do business.